Hello and welcome to this video. In this video, I'll be showing you how to join data sources with inconsistent field names. In the previous video, I showed you how Tableau can establish a relationship between tables that have a common field. In this video, I'll be showing you how to create relationship between tables where the common field has a different or inconsistent name, and as such, Tableau will not be able to resolve the difference in name and establish a relationship. So I will have to guide Tableau as to how to establish the relationship. I've got a workbook opened, and this workbook has 3 sheets. On the bottom here, we have the customers sheet, which is what you're currently looking at. We also have the orders sheets, and we have the product sheets. So I'm going to go back to the customers sheet, and the focus here is this column of field called the customer ID. So it is called the customer ID here. And if I go into the orders sheet, you can see in the orders sheet is referred to as cost ID. Tableau will not be able to detect that and establish a relationship between the 2 sheets. So I'm going to have to guide Tableau on how to establish that relationship. I've got Tableau opened, so I'm going to connect to a workbook. So I click on this icon here on the top, and that gives me this interface. I'm going to connect to a Microsoft Excel file. So I click Microsoft Excel, and the name of the workbook is called different names. So I'm going to double click on it. Now that I've connected to the Excel workbook, I want to drag the customers sheet into this area here that says tables. You can see the data below from that worksheet I just dragged over. Next, I'm going to drag over the orders sheet and try and drop it there to try and establish a relationship with the customers table. And you can see that we've got this red triangle here. Tableau is confused because it doesn't think there is a relationship between the tables. You can see we've got customer ID here, but here is referred to as cost ID. So Tableau is confused and does not think they are related. You can see on the bottom here it says select matching fields to create this relationship. What I need to do is guide Tableau in establishing the relationship between the 2 worksheets. So I need to select the columns of fields that I think can be used to establish the relationship. So from here, I'll select the customer's ID, and from here, I'll select the cost ID. As you can see here, Tableau has now detected that the data contained in both fields might be suitable to establish a relationship, and you can see here the relationship line has been established. So now that the relationship has been established, I can exit out of this box by clicking on the X here. Next, I'm going to drag over the product sheets and just drop that there and see if you can detect a relationship. Tableau has automatically established a relationship between the orders table and the products table, and it was able to do that because of the identical names for the fields or column. Even though there is a slight difference in the field or column names between the 2 tables, Tableau has sufficiently established that there is a relationship. So if you notice on the orders table, the product space ID column, there is a space, while in the products table, the product ID column, there is no space. Tableau is convinced they are related because of their names and has established a relationship. So I'm happy with that. I don't want to edit it, so I'm going to click on the X here to exit out of that. I'm going to create a quick visualization. So here on the bottom here, I'm going to create a new sheet. So I click on the plus and that creates a new sheet. To create the visualization, I'm going to grab the fields I need from each table. So I'm going to start with the customer state from the customers table. I'm going to drag that and drop that here. Next, from the orders table, I'm going to grab the orders count and drag that into this data area here and let go. So here I have a quick summary based on information that I have brought in from 3 different tables, even though the common field between 2 of the table had a different name. So if I want to represent the data here, which is a text table, if I want to represent it with a different type of visuals, here under the show me, I, for example, can click on this. That gives me a different types of visual. I can click on this here, and this seems to represent the data in a better way visually. So play around with the various visual objects to represent the data the way you want.